Welcome to the Mississippi Valley State University Sports Network postgame press conference, where the Delta Devils took it to the Southern Jaguars 70-59. We're joined by head coach Andre Payne, Mr. Dante Scott, and Gregory Jones-Rollins. Coach, would you mind opening up with your comments on tonight's game, please?
This is probably one of the best defensive efforts that we've had all year. This game here, we won with our defense. I mean, we had 70 points on the board, but we took them completely out of their offensive scheme because we took charges. We started off the game, I think their first 5 possessions, we took 3 charges in their first 5 possessions. And the guys followed the defensive scheme to the fullest. If you were watching, whenever they started to set a pick, we jumped in a 2-3, and they didn't know what to do from there. And so I just give all the thanks to these guys because they followed the scheme to the max, and that's what got us the victory tonight.
Coach, day and night difference in the 2 ball games. When you played here and the one down in Southern, day and night difference. Right. Talk about the growth of the team since that first ball game.
Well, this team here, you know, we've been telling them all year long, man, you all are good. You all are good. We had some rocky times. And, you know, we're not out of the woods yet. But I know that with this possibility of this team, I know the capability that we have. If you see tonight, like a Jordan Evans, he didn't have a great offensive game. But Greg and Caleb Allison were able to step in and make up for him. And Dante with 2 great games back-to-back. I mean, the sky's the limit when we play together and play as one unit. I mean, the difference in the games, of course, they shot so well in the first half when we played them down there in Baton Rouge, but we didn't allow that this time. We came out and defended and made sure that they did not get going, and that was the biggest difference in the game.
Ronnie, what is it like to get back-to-back wins?
It feels good, man. We really wanted to beat Southern, though, because they came out and they blasted us the first game, so we was like, we knew we was better than them, and the showing that we had wasn't, you know, what everybody should have thought we were, so that was just a big win.
Scott, you had your game going inside, outside, free throws. Talk about a complete game you played tonight.
I really just went out there and just played hard for my team, basically. I try not to press a lot on offense, just let the game come to me, you know, move the ball and just cutting open gaps, then getting where I fit in on offense, but just rebound, really focus on rebounding, then my offense just comes to me.
Scott, also talk about your defense tonight.
Last game we had, you know, Coach gave me the assignment of guarding number 20, Sydney. So I just locked in and, you know, forced him left and just walled up and just tried not to foul him. So I did the same thing down there, you know, just played him hard. Because he played real aggressive, he rebounds hard, so I just stayed locked in the whole game.
What is the one thing that pumped you all up for this game tonight, Coach? The one thing that pumped you up?
One thing that pumped us up because our back's against the wall. I mean, it's simply that we know we got to win in order to get into the tournament. I have not sugarcoated with these guys. We taking this thing, we're going to deal with it head on. We know that in order for us to get into the tournament, that we're going to have to produce victories. And so what pumped us up, also, I would be honest, I didn't want Sean Woods to come in my house and beat me because they call this the house of pain now. We're out the woods now. It's the house of pain. And so I didn't want him to come here and get a victory in my house, and that was motivation. But I thought, in my opinion, that they thought that they were just that much better than us. And I was told my guys, God, these guys think we're a joke. And I know we were not a joke. You know, this is a team that can beat anybody on any given night when we come and bring our A game to the table.
Talk about Patrick Rucker, you started him. I know for the last 2 ball games that we've seen, your point guard, Patrick Rucker. He's
a young freshman that we've had on the bench and played in sparingly here and there. It was just time to make a change. Tarico wasn't playing bad at all. It was just time to make a change. I felt like Patrick could give us a little more for us getting the ball up the court, and allow Greg and Jordan on the wings. I don't like playing Jordan at the point so much because now he's easier to guard because he's bringing the ball right down in front of everybody. So that's the reason we made that decision. But you look at statistics, Tarico still playing good minutes. And, you know, we played by committee. Whoever's doing well that night, you know, hey, that's what we're going to do.
Coach, why did you change Jordan Evans' number from 3 to 5 tonight.
Oh man, they ripped his jersey. He went to the basket and he had a big rip down the middle of his jersey. So we had to make the change, and so we're gonna try to get that fixed because he scored better with 3 than 5. So we're gonna try to get that fixed. But we just we made that change, and he was attacking hard. And the sad thing about it, he didn't call a foul on that play. And I showed the official. I said, "Look at his jersey. You got to call that foul."
When it really feels good to win. I go back to one of the first ball games against Alabama State, I believe it was.
A&M.
A&M rather. And players were hugging one another. And there was a long drought. And you'll fully understand the magnitude of winning, not just for yourself, but for the school and for the community. Feel the vibes that you'll have after a win. Talk about what is that like when you look around the gym and see that they hung around for a while to still celebrate. Kind of talk.
I mean, it's big because like after we went on our little spree or whatever, losses, you know, people was just like, I ain't gonna say they was doubting us, but you didn't hear as much, you know, chit chat about basketball. So it felt good to feel, you know that you had the community and the people behind you, you know, supporting you. You can go like across the street to go get something from the store or something, and they'd be like, "Oh, I saw the game," you know, that felt good. So, so it felt good just being able to know that you're playing for somebody outside the team. You know what I mean? The team is what we focus on, but just playing for other people, it carry a lot more. So.
As the other night, you weren't here, but you said that you've been the most consistent and solid player throughout the season. What kept you playing as hard as you played, and not others didn't play hard, but it kept your game going, even going through this tough stretch?
I mean, just listening to coach, letting him coach me. You know, there was days I'd be frustrated with myself, and then hearing him, I was just like, you know, I wanted to be out of it, but you can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be coachable and take what he say. And even if you irritated or frustrated in that moment, make sure you listen to him and let it dawn on you. So that's the thing.
Jeff Rose, coach, coming up against Texas Southern. How anxious, you know, going on the road, are you to go and maybe a little payback too to Texas Southern and Prairie?
Yes, I think they're number 1 and number 2 in the conference at the time. This is going to be a tough test for us, and we know. You know, I told the guys in the locker room, no distractions. We don't want any distractions. We'll take tomorrow off, and then we'll come back Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and we'll practice and get prepared to go down there to Texas. What we have to do is focus on what we got to do. That's the thing. We got to focus on, for example, like Emmanuel Eju tonight, who had 14 rebounds. Well, the reason he was able to have 14 rebounds because he was able to stay in the ball game. Emmanuel can rebound with the best of them. And I'm so glad he listened. That's the thing, he listened. I said, Emmanuel, you got to stop the silly foul. I said, we ain't worried about the fouls you get in the normal play of basketball, but the silly ones. I said, those are the ones you got to stop. And so when you see stats like that from a young man, and then these two gentlemen to my right and left that played hard tonight, and then Coach Strutt told Jordan, he said, Jordan, you did not have a great offensive game, but your defense was remarkable. 2 nights in a row on 2 different point guards. He had to make the adjustment because Alcorn point guard, he had to stay up on him and not allow him to get a shot off because he's a shooter. This point guard, he had to give him cushion and beat him to the spot because this guy was an attack guy. So that, you know, when my guys listen like that, I'm so proud because I'm like, they're hearing me. They're hearing me.
Dante, what is it you think, if this is the beginning of the coming together, what would be 1 or 2 things you're pointing to that bring the team together at this point with 2 wins and hopefully can take care of business going down the stretch to get into the tournament? What would be the one thing that's bringing together, you think?
Just keeping good energy around us, like staying positive, you know, keeping no negatives around us, and just staying together. You know, Coach preached unity, so that's really the most important thing. You know, staying together as a family and just keep pushing.
Coach, going down the stretch, what is the injury report like? You know, you guys.
Well, right now, you know, you got LaCurtis Allen who has a major groin sprain, and so he's going to be out from what we hear maybe 3 to 5 weeks. And that's the biggest injury we have right now. Everybody got nicks and bruises right now. Even me, my old right knee bothering me, boy. It hurt so bad tonight when I jumped up. But we got to play through it. I got to coach through it. That's where we are right now. So we just gonna keep persevering and do what we got to do.
Okay.
And that'll do it for our MVSU Sports Network post-game press conference. How sweet it is. Thank you, men.
Thank you.